What's going on, YouTube? This is Micro Mike here, and I am with my buddy, my pal, the man who is good with education. That is Mr. CA3. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, just another lovely day about the Detroit Lions and the news going around the NFL and awesome stuff like that, man. You excited to talk some Lions football?
Yep. Yeah,
So we
I'm
got
tired,
some.
man. I'm still excited.
Hey, man, it's always good to be excited about the Lions, even if we're tired. I know you've been on the road all day, working very hard and looking at colleges. What up, though, Dre Barnes? Hey, man, I want to say congratulations. Shout out to CA3. He's looking at going to fantastic colleges, and that is awesome. And I'm very proud of the young man, and I hope everyone else is as well. What up, though, top tier? What up, though, Ed Whiten? Yeah, let's get this chat rolling, man. So,
Yeah,
man, let's not
yeah,
even go into the
yeah.
NFL. I
I
just
just
want
wanted
to,
to I just wanted to
yeah, go
start
ahead.
by a few shout outs. Congratulations to 313 Jamo for 500 subscribers, and congratulations to Troxel Sports Talk for 100 subscribers, and congratulations to Luke G's Field Review for 1,000 subscribers. That's shout out to
Heck
those
yeah,
guys.
man, that's so awesome, man. I'm so proud of those guys. Getting up there, putting some content out, talking Detroit Lions football, and awesome for Luke and awesome for 313 JMO as well as Troxel Sports. If you ain't subscribed to those guys, go ahead and do so. They got some great content. Also, they do NBA talk about Detroit Pistons and other news in the NBA. It's Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you like that type of stuff, make sure you go and visit one of their channels when they're doing it.
Yep.
With that said, man, I really want to talk about what we need to look at when it comes to week 2 in the OTAs. Because I'm excited after hearing the rumors and news what's going on after week 1 with Frank Ragnow going to center. And I'm ready to see if the trend continues and he still works at center and begins to take over that offensive line. What about yourself?
Yeah, man. My only problem right now, I don't like Kenny Wiggins starting. That's my only problem right now. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man, that Kenny Wiggins thing, that's a little scary, and I cannot wait to see his name off that starting lineup, and so we can have a real lineup up there to block for running backs and save Matthew Stafford from getting sacked all the time. What up, though, Cliffo? Yeah, man. Throw some info. If you want to talk about something specific, we'll talk. We'll stop talking about what's going on, and we'll just go ahead with what you guys want to talk about. So yeah, man, I'm super excited about Frank Ragnow. I mean, we drafted him to be the center, and I really want to see and make sure he's in the OTAs in the second week going in there that he's still at center and progresses and take out Glasgow. Okay, what up though, Lone Wolf? What up though, Beast Mode? Ed Whiten says who's gonna play guard? Are you talking left guard or right guard? When it comes to left guard, it looks like what is it, Glasgow right now because he was center.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
think
Glasgow
that's
playing
how
left
it will
guard right
be.
now.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if
I think
that.
that right
Yeah,
guard is
go
the
ahead.
most I think right guard is the most vulnerable position. It can go either way.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that's the most vulnerable position as well. I mean, they got individuals like Bo Benshaw who I think can compete for a spot. We got at him as an undrafted rookie, but the guy is really special and he should have been drafted. And so I'm really excited about that. Who would you want to replace Wiggins, says Lone Wolf? Man, again, I think it will be a Glasgow and or Bo Benshaw. I think it'll be one of those two. And I think I'd start Glasgow initially first because he's played in the NFL and he's not a rookie, so he kind of understands it a little bit more. But I think
Yeah,
eventually, if Bo Benshaw progresses like I hope he does, I think I would like him to take it over eventually. Maybe start getting some reps in if a player gets injured or if we're ahead and we can go ahead and put second stringers in. I think that would be a good idea. What up, though, Andrew Isham? Yeah, man, I'm with Terrell Crosby as well. What up, though, George Morgan? I think Terrell Crosby will take the right guard position and work out as right tackle. I think that's inevitable. I mean, we drafted him to be a right tackle, but he can already play guard if need be, and I think he'll take that right guard position for sure. In my opinion, what do you think about that, CA?
I think he'll eventually replace Rick Radner because Rick Radner doesn't have that much time left. Um, I think he'll eventually take his spot, and they may slide Bo down to the right guard position. Who knows? Anything can happen.
Yeah, man, I'm with you there. I think he is definitely going to end up being Wagner's replacement. Simply put, Wagner will spend his last year. This is my prediction. He'll spend his last year with Detroit this year, and then Terrell Crosby will take over right tackle position. That's just what I think is going to happen. And, I think he has the ability to be a very quality right tackle in this league. But right now, we can definitely use him as right guard. I mean, I think he has the ability to stabilize that offensive line that Mr. Individual that was always hurt, TJ Lang, who's always in and out of the lineup. I think with him in there and staying healthy would definitely do us well. Okay, so what do you think about the wide receiver out of Old Dominion, the Travis Fulgham? So he's talking about Travis Fulgham, the guy we drafted this year. I think it was in the 6th round. This guy is a big guy. I think he's 6'2", and he has the prototype a little bit bigger than a Marvin Jones, but I think he has the ability to eventually fill in Marvin Jones' shoes. 313 JMO loves talking about this guy. It's his favorite pick. And I think this was actually in my talk for today about the battling for the position of wide receiver, who takes that 3rd or 4th and 5th wide receiver position. And I think Travis Fulgham will eventually be in there when it comes to the 4th and 5th. I think when it comes to Amendola, he'll be number 3. Marvin Jones and Galladay will be 1 and 2. And I think Fulgham will definitely compete for that 4th and 5th spot with Brandon Powell. And I think that he has the ability to eventually replace Marvin Jones. He could be another Kenny Galladay, how we got him in the 3rd round. What up, though, 313 JMO? And I think that would be a steal if that happens. What do you think, CA?
Yeah, that would be a steal for sure.
Top Tier says Bo gonna have to show and prove. Absolutely, man. He needs to do that as a rookie. Obviously, teams were hesitant on drafting him for whatever reason. I thought he was definitely a 5th round pick in my opinion. I had him as our Terrell Crosby, and we got him as a free agent. Definitely, any rookie needs to prove it. They definitely should not be given no spot at all. We don't need Matthew Stafford getting hurt. We don't need sacks. We don't need our running backs getting nailed and hit instantly as soon as the ball snaps. So he needs to prove himself, but I definitely see a lot of upside in him, and I have a lot of hope for him myself.
Yep.
So, I mean, do you have anything to add with that?
Yeah, a rookie's got to earn that. They got to earn that spot. If they can't earn it, I mean, he shouldn't take that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And what up, though, William Quarles? Detroit, he's talking about Kerryon Johnson will have over 1,000 yards, and CJ will have 7 yards. I definitely think Kerryon Johnson is going to have more than 1,000 yards this year. I think he has the ability to really explode. And if you're fantasy lovers like me, make sure you draft him. I think you could get him in the 3rd and the 4th round. I think Kerryon Johnson's going to be a beast for us this year and has the potential to be a Pro Bowler as long as the popularity contest does not overtake that, because I think Kerryon Johnson is going to be really good. I think our running attack this year will be top 10, and it's going to be hella fun. And yeah, CJ Anderson as well. I could see him doing great, just as William said as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, to me, the Pro Bowl will always be a popularity contest, so it'll never change.
Yeah, see, that's why I never take too much, like, when it comes to the Pro Bowl. It's always a popularity contest, and it's frustrating because players on our team should be making the Pro Bowl, but they never do, simply because of popularity contest, and that's stupid. But again, I definitely see him doing that if it wasn't that way.
Yeah, because there's no way last year that TJ Lang should have made the Pro Bowl.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, man, that was simply a popularity contest with him. I mean, it was nice to see a Lions in there, but he definitely did not produce in that. What up, though, Luke G's Field Review? Congratulations, getting 1,000 subs, man. That's awesome. DSA is taking over. What up, though, Michael Christian? What up, though, everybody? Thanks for joining. What up, though, Top Tier? And so he says, I'm hoping his Tees can finally step up and be a number 2 cornerback. If not, he'll be known as a bust. You know what's going on, JT Sports? Yeah, man, I think, that's another thing I'm looking forward to in OTs for week 2, and that's the fact of seeing the progression of Tees Tabor. He had a good first week, and that is so awesome for us to see in the progression of Tees Tabor. I've written Tees Tabor off, I'm not going to lie, and I hope I am so wrong about that, and I hope he really can produce and be a benefit to our team this coming year. And I want to see this in this next week. See how if he picks off Matthew Stafford or Cook. I want to see that. What do you think about that, CA?
Yeah, I hope he steps up, man. I kind of give up on him too, but we'll see. He had 2 defensive changes, so we got to see.
That's an
Remember, he
absolutely
has
a great
yeah.
point. Go ahead. Go
We
ahead,
got
Nate. Elaborate on that.
it's his second year in the same defense, so we got to see.
Absolutely, man. And I think you pointed this out, and as well as 313 JMO, is he switched defenses each year is like a new defensive coordinator. That's pretty hard to do. In his first year, he didn't do a whole lot. And again, when he came out of college, he was known as a ball player, and he'd pick off plays, and that's what this team needs. They needs that individual that has the ball skills and pick them off. So I truly, truly hope he progresses, and I'm definitely looking forward to the news about his progression and how well he does. Lone Wolf says, who do you think will win the number 2 cornerback spot? I think that's going to be Coleman. At this point, we paid him a second cornerback type of money, even though he was a third cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, but I believe he'll definitely be playing second here. When it comes to Matt Patricia's scheme, he likes to change it up. So you're going to see him all over the field when it be second, guarding the second receiver, third receiver. Who knows? I mean, this is the type of stuff that Patricia does. He's not just straight one guy where he's stuck at one position. I think you're going to be seeing Tees Tabor in there. I think you're going to be seeing even Amani at some points in there. Tracy Walker will be guarding a wide receiver at some point as well. It's what he did last year, as well as dominating as safety with the time he had. What up, though, Go Lions? And so, what do you think about the second cornerback, CA? Do you think it's, in my opinion, or what? How do you think?
Well, I think it's between. I think the second corner position is between Amani and Tees. I say that because because they paid Coleman. To me, I think Coleman should play slot because I think I don't really know that many. We don't really have that many people that can play that can play that position, that can play slot, that can play that slot corner position. So I think you pay him all that money to fulfill that position because last year we had all kind of people that we had me and you playing that position so at times, so I don't know.
Oh man, whoever it is, it's a lot better than last year, folks. Nevin Lawson was the worst cornerback of all time. The guy was complete garbage trash, and so yeah, I think Coleman was the best when it comes to guarding receiver 3. And again, man, I mean, no matter what, it's a huge upgrade, and I think we're gonna see. If you want to see how Patricia runs his secondary, I created a video about Matt Patricia's defense. I suggest anyone, if you're curious, to go ahead and watch that video. I broke down exactly how he ran that defense and how you're going to see the secondary kind of switch on and off, and it's a really good watch if you're into that type of stuff.
Yeah, and no offense to Jamal Agnew though, but it's bad when they had to rely on him to play that position.
Well, look, I love Jamal Agnew as a special player. Like he can return punts and kicks. He can play offense, and he's a special player. And I think I would rather him be on the offense and special teams more than on the defense. I think he has the ability to be a dynamic offensive weapon for us.
Yeah.
So let's see here. We got how you guys going to handle Arizona Cardinals week 1. Lots of people have y'all losing because of the Cardinals unpredictability, even though I think y'all win. That was from JT Sports. I don't know why people think we're going to lose. I definitely think we're going to win that game. I think the Lions, we have a new offense, so it's not like teams are going to know exactly what we're going to do on offense. We got a new offense coordinator, Darrell Bevel. If you've seen how he runs his offense, it is very, very unpredictable, and he throws a lot at defenses. I think he is a lot more valuable than people imagined, and he's far, far lights ahead of Jim Bob Cooter, also known as KFC. So I think we're going to win that game. I would give us, a 10-point win in that game. Again, it's going to be a rookie quarterback against a superior defense than it was last year. Our defense at the end of the year was above, way better than it was in the beginning of the year. We definitely improved on all fronts. Our offense is going to be much improved, and if we don't have an injury to Matthew Stafford, I see that as a W for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, to me, that's definitely W, man. That whole Cardinals team is unexperienced, man. So I expect a W.
Yeah, man, I don't think it's going to be hard at all. In all honesty, man, I think it will be a fairly easy win with our running game when it comes to C.J. Anderson, Kerryon Johnson, then having the two tight end sets with Jesse James and T.J. Hawkinson. I think a lot of teams have no idea what they're running into. I think we're going to be a buzzsaw, and we're going to be ripping folks up, and they have no idea the strength that this team is. I think we're the most underrated team right now in the NFL. And I love it. I don't want to be on the radar. I want us to surprise folks and win some games.
Yep, for sure.
Let's see. JMO says JT Sports. We ain't losing the Cardinals game. I 100% agree. What up, though, Rock P? I hope we beat the crap out of the Packers again. Media thinks we are a joke. Hey, we're 4-0 against the Packers in the last 2 years. I say we go 6-0 this year. I think the Packers are a team that is going to be getting worse as the years go along with the injury to Aaron Rodgers and their subpar drafting. I don't believe they've drafted well. Their media hype. And again, I see us smoking them, whether it be. And plus, we play Green Bay early at Green Bay, so it's going to be warm. It's not going to be cold, and we play them later at Ford Field. So, what do you think about that, man? You think we're going to smoke the Green Bay Packers like myself?
I mean, yeah, I mean, they're a good team, and
They're
also,
they're yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, and also the point you made, yeah, we played them at Lambeau early, so that's good. So we don't have to worry about playing them late in the cold weather. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's not really much of an advantage. I don't see a whole lot of advantage our team compared to their team. The last 4 times we beat them, and that was with a bad offense. Our offense was bad last year with KFC. We have a much better offense now and a much better defense with the additions of Flowers and Coleman. I can't even see. I can't see how we lose that game unless some sort of injury happened to Matthew Stafford. Knock on wood, no injuries. That would be great. JT says, think you guys keep him at the slot cornerbacks as get paid money to switch to cornerback too as well. Devon House for Houston is a good example. Didn't allow a touchdown with the jabs, then sucked. That is a very good observation. I agree. I think he will play too. But again, when it comes to Patricia, it's not all one. It's not like he's going to just sit there and be 2 the whole year. They'll throw him around. If you watch Patricia's defense, it's all about trickery and taking the most out of players that they got, taking the success a player can do, and put that towards the game and try to hide what their failures are. So again, that's how you win in the NFL. You get the most out of a player, and Patricia is doing that when it comes to his players on defense. So it's definitely something to look forward to. How will the O-line survive in healthy Lions D-line? They won't. Our D-line is the most underrated defensive line in the NFL. And I'm not being a homer here, folks. I'm not being a homer at all. I mean, look at Trey Flowers. Then you got Deshaun Hand, who is the best rookie defensive tackle in all of the football last year. We have Snacks Harrison, who's the best run stuffer in the NFL. We have a scary defensive line, and it's underrated. Do you agree with me, CA?
Oh, yeah, that's definitely underrated. It's very underrated. Our whole team's underrated. So
Yeah,
I like it
completely
like that.
underrated. Completely. And I get it through the media. They always want to be negative, but if you just look at how Patricia and Quinn has built this team, they have put a lot of assets, a lot of strength on this defense and specifically the secondary. And what's good about when it comes to defensive line in the secondary, if you have a strong defensive line like we have, then your secondary is going to get more turnovers. But we have such a strong secondary with players that it's having two pluses, and it's scary how good this defense is going to be. In my opinion, I think they're going to be having a lot of turnovers, and quarterbacks are going to have a lot of headaches this year, and I'm super excited about it. Ed Whitey
Yeah.
said, "Does Mike Ford go back to the practice squad? He helped us a lot by taking over." He did, man, and I really like Mike Ford. I know a lot of people may not be too high on him, but as a rookie free agent, he came in and was much better than Nevin Lawson and Tease Tabor was at this point. I think he makes the team. I think he's at 53. Or what do you think about Mike Ford?
Uh, I think he'll. I think. I think he'll make the team, but I don't think he'll get much playing time though, because we have too many players at that position now.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think he's definitely a solid depth player. He does make the 53, but we have so much talent in the secondary. You know, it's really hard to him throw him in the lineup. But again, there's injuries, and that's going to happen all year round, and he'll
I
probably get
wouldn't be
thrown in.
surprised. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they move him down to the practice squad though.
Oh, I'd be afraid if they practice squad him that he would get snatched up by another team just because for the little time he had with us, he did well. I'd be afraid of that, but again, there's going to be players that we're going to have to get rid of because we have a lot of depth on this roster for the first time in decades. This may be the best depth roster I've ever seen, and I'm now 34 years old, and I've been watching Lions football for a long time. I've never seen depth like this.
No.
JMO says the Lions beat the Cardinals 30-14. Yeah, I say that's very possible. That's pretty close to my prediction by winning by 10 points. I hear an echo on your phone, CA. I'm hearing my voice.
My bad. I don't
Yeah,
think.
no.
Oh, I think it's my headphones because I'm trying to hear you. It's my headphones echoing
Yeah.
probably.
Hey, no problem, man. D Town says KFC LMAO. Man, yeah. Again, when it comes to DSA, if I use his name, it's a curse word around here. So I try to use KFC because the dude is ate up from the floor up. He is terrible. He has no idea what he's doing. So why give him name recognition when I can make fun of him? Sip Trot, what up, though? He says if we're healthy, it's an honest blowout. I agree. I'm 100% with you. Lone Wolf says, how do you feel about the Lions tight end group? Hey, if you know about how I feel about TJ Hawkinson, you know I'm going to say positive things about this tight end group. First off, last year, our tight end group was the absolute worst of our team. It was the biggest failure for our team. Now, we completely revamped that bad boy. We got TJ Hawkinson, who's a blue chip stud right there, and he's going to be instantly an impact player for this team. Jesse James was an underutilized tight end from the Steelers, and those two will be magic. We'll have a lot of two tight end formations, and we picked up Nada, I think, in the 6th round, and he has the ability eventually to be in the fold. I think our tight end group is going to be one of the biggest strengths on offense. What do you think about that, CA?
Yeah, I think it'll be one of the biggest strengths on offense, man. We got depth at the position, and we actually got people who can play tight end instead of just me and you playing tight end. You know.
Oh, I know, man. Last year's tight end group was freaking hot, flaming garbage. Literally, you could have played and probably got the same in numbers as any of those guys. And man, I'm really looking forward to seeing the new revamped group with those three. I don't know if they'll keep 4 tight ends. I think they'll keep 3, and those would be the 3 tight ends they keep, in my personal opinion. I think Nada has a bigger upside than the current tight ends that are on this roster, besides Jesse James and besides TJ Hawkinson. And for good amount of years, folks, we're going to have a great tight end group. I mean, what is this? 4 years of these individuals at least when it comes to Jesse James' contract. TJ Hawkinson, rookie, as well as not a rookie. So that is great. That is great, man. And they're gonna build a tight unit there for years to come for Matthew Stafford to be smoking fools in the end zone.
Yep.
Rock P says too early predictions for every team plays hard the first game of the season. That is true. A lot of teams do play hard in the first year, but I'm going to give my prediction that we win simply for the fact the Arizona Cardinals was garbage last year, and I don't think just picking up the individuals, they had a great draft, may I add. I'm not going to say they did not have a great draft, but again, it's rookies, and we have a new offensive scheme that they're not going to know anything about, so they'll have no idea what we're going to run on offense. And our defense will have the ability to be flexible and do a lot of crazy formations that are going to freak teams out. So that's kind of what I see there. Cliff, do we play the Cowgirls? Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to that game.
This is the Cardinals, I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
The best player is gone, so the best player.
Yeah, man, and it's the Cardinals again, man. It is. We do have a hard time playing at Arizona, but I think now with our ability of having a balanced attack when it comes to running and passing and tight ends, and an efficient and scary defense, I think we can definitely run away with that game. I think it can be a blowout. And then people, I can already see the media now saying, it's the Arizona Cardinals. If the Lions do blow them out, don't look at the Detroit Lions, this, that, and the other. But I will be breaking film down for when we come to regular season. I'm going to break film down for the opponent that we play before the game, so maybe a couple days before, and then after the game, I'm going to break down the whole film of what I'm seeing on offense and defense for our team and how we played against the opponent's offense and defense. So I'll definitely do that, and instead of just going off feeling like 97.9 The Ticket and Freep and Carlos Manure and those morons, I will be breaking down factual tape for you guys to see, because we need to be based on facts and not on emotion. Because if we based on emotion, well, our team's going to be bad then, because that's all they do is predict it bad for our teams. Yeah. Again, Cliff, we do play the Cowgirls, and I'm excited for that game. That's going to be a fun game to watch, folks, because every time we play the Cowboys, it is a strong game, and it always comes down to the wire, and I think it'll be like that this year. I don't think it's going to be some blowout. I do think it'll come down to the last play.
I'm just glad we're playing at home, because it seems like we have a curse in that other place. It's like a curse. We can't win there.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when the referees are calling a flag on Brandon Pettigrew when we should have won that playoff game.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got a curse over there. I don't know.
Yeah, man, we play him here, and what's good is like Kansas City. We play they play at Detroit. They're not going to have Tariq Cohen, or sorry, not Tariq Cohen, but Tyreek Hill, their best wide receiver, because he beat up his kid, and so it's going to be fun, man. I think we have a chance to surprise a lot of people with some teams. Sip Troit says Green Bay is trash. Honestly, who is there to fear besides beat up Aaron Rodgers? I'm not even afraid of Aaron Rodgers anymore. He's beat up, like you said. He's older. I don't think he has the moxie like he used to in years past. The last couple of years, he's really showing. I mean, when you get injured a lot, like I've been injured, you're very timid about when you work out that position or that part of your body that you got injured. I've had many surgeries. I've had 6 surgeries, and each time that I work out that muscle group, I'm nervous, folks. And so I can just imagine that's how it is in the NFL when you have an injury. You're afraid to re-injure that, so you're going to be a little more timid, and that little timidness will affect his play. And like we've seen in years past, it's affecting him. What do you think about that?
I mean, getting injured, it's hard, especially when you're old. When you're older like him, I mean, he's 37. I mean, you can't really get any better if you get injured a lot. Like, it's hard to heal.
I mean, look at Peyton Manning. Look at others. When the floor hits, it hits. It hasn't hit in Tom Brady and Drew Brees yet, but they have not been beat up like Aaron Rodgers. He's been
Tom
beat
Brady and
up.
Drew Brees aren't really injury prone like Aaron Rodgers is, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
different.
Yeah, and he's been beat up too because his offensive line's been bad, and so that's what happens, man.
Mm.
Andrew says, "What's your thoughts on the Lions Stadium being able to open in 2021? Are you talking about additions that they're going to be making to Ford Field or something else?" Not 100% sure there. I think they're going to make renovations. I know they want to get the NFL draft in Detroit, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get the NFL draft in Detroit. I hope they do. If that's the case, I will be there. I've been to the NFL draft in 2009, and it's a blast. If the NFL draft happens, you have to visit it. It's really, really fun, folks.
Mm.
D-Town says, the media darlings, Green Bay Packers, the most overrated team again. Yes, they are. The media darlings are always overrated, and they will prove to get owned again this year, in my opinion. Last year, Packers were supposed to be 13-3. The 2017 Packers were supposed to be 12-4. The media is a joke. Yes, they are. It is a joke, and they're always, always getting overrated simply because of Aaron Rodgers. I think it's name recognition more than anything.
Of course.
JT says the Packers defense is improved. I like their corners. Alexander was really good last season. Josh Jackson, but I think the Packers are 7-9-ish. I don't like the hiring of Matt LaFleur. I agree with you, man. I don't like I think also with the drama going on, there's a lot of drama going on with when it comes to that team this year. I don't know what in the world's going on with Aaron Rodgers, but a lot of players on that team is speaking out about how he's not a leader, and it was weird how they just picked up that LaFleur guy. I don't think they're going to be that great, folks. I just don't. Luke G says, tell Carl to talk up. I just did. Most underrated and best defensive line in the league. I 100% concur with you. Michael Christian, George Morgan, Melvin will be 2 in the nickel. Coleman will be 2 in the base. Slide inside. Your thoughts? I agree with you with there. He's going to go in and out. The Arizona game will help the Lions offense learn how to keep their offense off the field. Yeah, man. I mean, I think, again, with this running game that we're going to have with C.J. Anderson, Kerryon Johnson, and also the Ty player, we're going to run and be balanced. And when you have a balanced offense, you're going to stay on the field. When you stay on the field more, then you're going to have our defense is going to rest. When our defense rests more, they make more plays. And when that happens, the other team gets tired, and they're going to have to start throwing the ball really hard. And then again, our secondary make plays. I think that's the case this year, folks. I think our running game, by being balanced and actually having a balanced running game and the ability to play action and throw to our wide receivers and tight ends, it's going to make our team really, really balanced, really good. And our offense is actually going to be on the field and give our defense a well-needed rest. And that's how you win football games. What do you think, CA?
Yeah, you can't have your defense on the field the whole game. It's just because that's bad. You don't want your defense on the field the whole game. I mean, you wanna run the ball and chew up the clock, and have a balanced offense so you can pass the ball because the run game creates the passing game. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely, man. And that's such a well thought out word there, well thought out, because that's how you win. That's how you win. And that's why Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn has built this team. It is not just for September. They built this team for the colder months, November, December, because you win by running the football. You have to have the ability to run the football when it's cold out and hit defenders and make them not want to take the hit anymore. And that's how you win. And if you can run the football, you can play action. If you can play action, you're keeping the defense guessing. You keep the defense guessing, you win. It's simple math. That's how you win. If you look at the teams that win playoff games, that win Super Bowls, they have the ability to be balanced. Not that many teams that are simply high flyers make it that far. You have to have that balanced, and that is why I like what they're doing. I really enjoy this team of building a strong team for November, for December, because that's how you win. You got to win on the road. You got to win when it's cold out.
Yep.
Go Line says Michael Ford will start. We shall see. I think he'll definitely be in and out of the lineup. I'm not sure is a full-time starter. What
No,
up, though, Broken Lion?
I don't think he'll start though. I don't think so.
I don't think
I
he'll
don't see
be.
that.
Yeah, I think he will be like going in and out of the lineup when there's injuries. And again, Patricia does weird formation, so it's not the simple 2 cornerback, 2 safety set. So they'll do sometimes 3 cornerback, 4 cornerback, or 3 safeties. So you're going to see stuff like that, and he'll be in the game, especially if there's an injury. I think he'll have packages for sure, and we'll be seeing that because that's just how Patricia runs his defense. Do you think the Lions will sweep any team in our division? Bears, Packers, Vikings? I think we sweep the Packers. I think we do one-on-one with the Bears, and I think we have the ability to sweep the Packers, but more likelier than not that we go one-on-one with them.
You
I
mean the
do
Vikings?
see us.
You mean the Vikings?
Yeah, the Vikings. So I see us going one-on-one with the Vikings and Bears and sweeping the Packers. That's kind of how I see this season's going to roll out.
Yeah, that's how I see it as well.
Yeah, I don't see us sweeping the Bears, though. I definitely see them winning one game. They are I don't see them winning the NFC North, but I do see them as a good team again. I mean, I think they overperformed at 12-4. A realistic goal for them is 9-10 wins this year, in my opinion. When it comes to Minnesota Vikings, I think they're an 8-8 team. When it comes to the Packers, they're a 6-win to a 7-win type team.
I mean, honestly, the reason why I think the Bears went 12-4 last year, I mean, there's really no team that was really good in our division, honestly. Think about it.
Plus, they had so much talent and a new
And that defense
coach.
is crazy too.
Yeah. You have a Khalil Mack, and you have a new scheme when it comes to coaches. Sometimes when you get a new scheme, teams have a hard time learning how to practice against that team. That's why when you see in the beginning of the year, the Bears were really doing a lot better than the end of the year. And that, sometimes it takes a little bit for other teams to figure them out. Like when it comes to the Los Angeles Rams, before they played the Detroit Lions, they were killing teams. We kind of gave the NFL a roadmap on how to beat the Rams. Yes, we didn't beat them, but we really showed how to play them, and they started losing more. And so that's how it is with teams. And I feel like they had that advantage last year, and they're not going to have the advantage this year like they did last year. I think that advantage will go to us.
I mean, we couldn't win that game because our offense couldn't do anything, and our defense was on the field too much, and eventually the Rams just won.
Yeah, man. What up, though, D Williams? Man, yeah, I'm slowly going. I'm slowly getting to you guys' comments. I'm slowly doing it. I will get to them all. D-Town, what position group do you think is the best on our team? Oh man, position group. I think it will be going before the defensive line, defensive tackle / tight end. I think those groups are really good. Also, I love it's hard to tell because I really like the secondary, the safety and cornerback position, but I think our defensive tackle position is scary good. I mean, you have Deshaun Hand and Snacks. Man, those two are freaking beefy players, and they hurt individuals. And I think our revamped tight end group is very good as well.
I would say our defensive line position is probably our best position group because I wouldn't say corner because that number 2 corner position it still nobody has proved themselves at that position. So I can't really say that's our better position than the D line position. And then the tight end position, you still have T. Hawkinson, which I think he'll ball out, but he still hasn't played it down in the NFL still. So
Absolutely. Hey, you make a solid point. I think it's very safe to go with the defensive front just because of the names and how well they performed last year. I just think that last year's tight end group was so god awful bad that it's a night and day now. And Michael Christian says, I blame KFC for the tight end play. I do as well. I blame KFC for a lot of the offensive garbage play, but I also blame our tight ends as well. Like Michael Roberts does not know how to do a route for the life of him, and I don't believe he makes his team. I mean, they were so bad. I think the offensive coordinator and the players themselves really sucked. I hope they say it was only the Cards. Let them sleep. I agree with you. Zeke might not play when you guys play the Cowboys. Oh man, yeah, that's right. He's going to get suspended again. So if Ezekiel Elliott's out of the lineup, that really gives us a good chance of winning that game. I don't think Dak Prescott is the elite quarterback that can take a team to the next level. I think he really needs Ezekiel Elliott, and Ezekiel Elliott is a damn good running back. So if he's not playing, our chances of winning that game go up dramatically, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
The season begin between you and Luke breaking down film. As a fan, will be well educated. Even Lions staff may hire you too. Hey man. Well, when it comes to us breaking down film, I don't know about the other DSA&M members themselves about their history, but I know Luke G, he played football in college and I'm sure in high school. I think he was a linebacker. I played wide receiver in high school, so to me, I really understood how you run offenses and how to make routes and how you beat defenders, how important the little things are. And so I really love the chess that is football, because football is a game of chess. It's how do you beat your opponent, not just with the physical tools, but with the math that goes in it. You have to outsmart them, you have to out physical them, and it's really a good way to learn how a team's going to be. So I know the other DSA members are really good at breaking down film as well. So if you have not subscribed to them, that's Troxel Sports. Obviously, my buddy CA3. Obviously, the other mainstream folks in the DSA like the Gridiron Blitz, 313 JMO, Noble Sports Entertainment. Those guys, they know what's going on. So if you have not subscribed to them or see their content, make sure you do so. Fresh says, no offense, but CA3 doesn't seem like he knows much about the NFL. Oh, he does, guys. The thing is he's young and I talk a lot. So go ahead, man. Tell him about your ability to talk
No,
football.
man. I can talk football, but I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can tell you a lot more about I can tell you a lot more about basketball because I play the game. I spectate football. Like I've been spectating football for a while. But I can tell you a lot more about basketball because I play it. I have a feel for the game and I can see it. But I can tell you a lot. I can tell you about some football too. I'm just not as I should say fundamentally sound in football. But I can still tell you about football in general. I can still tell you about it. Yeah, but you do talk a lot, but you know,
Yeah, man. Hey,
you know more about football than me, because you played it. I don't play the game. I watch the game and research the game.
yeah, man. And I think it really does give you a different perspective when you look at the game when you've played it. When it comes to basketball, I never played it. I do not know the in and outs of what it takes. So that's why I talk about football, because that's something I do know. If I was to talk about, the NBA and positions like that, I think I'd suck. So I don't talk about something I don't know. We need to smack the Bears in the mouth. Also, Cliff O, I agree, man, and I hope we do. D-Town injuries in the league. NFL stands for not for long. You are damn straight, D-Town. It is not for long. I think it's 30% of teams that were not in the playoffs. In the next year, they make the playoffs. So it is very fluid league. And that's also what I love about the NFL. What up, though, Boog Spray? Sorry, I'm getting to you a little bit late. Andrew says, yes, Rod Wood has proposed to view the upper management as well. Renovation should start in the spring next year. Hey, I love it, man. They definitely like to keep a nice facility in Detroit. I do enjoy that fact and making everything up to date and nice and looking good. Let's see. Shuts the door on the passing league narrative. I agree. What up, though? Peace and quiet. we have weapons and receivers and not afraid to go to the ball. That is 100% agree there. Jay third. George Morgan 1-1 with the Vikes, 2-0 the Pack, and 2-1 with Chicago. Oh, he's talking playoffs. If we beat them, that would be a great way to win your first playoff game, is beating the frickin' Chicago Bears. Jay Third says if Decker holds up, we sweep the Bears as well. I hope so, man. I really, really, truly do. And Fresh, you're high, CA3. I hope not, man. I don't think he does drugs.
Who said I'm high? I don't do
um,
drugs, bro.
yeah, man. He don't do no drugs, and he's not into that
I'm
type of
just
stuff.
extremely tired, dude. I've been on the road. I've been in the heat all day, dude.
Yeah, man. CA3. If you guys don't know, he the ability of visiting colleges today, and he was making his rounds, and he's very highly educated, and he's going to get into a fantastic college, and hopefully end up finding a great career after that. So congratulations to him for finding these colleges out, and hopefully get accepted the one that he applies for.
Yeah.
Chris Cashbo says first game with the Packers is a possible trap game because we won. And alas, I expect a dog fight if Rodgers is healthy. If Rodgers is healthy, it's always going to be, man. I don't know, man. It's usually a dog fight with the NFC North when you're playing your division rivals, but I just don't see the Packers that great this year. I disagree about the Vikings. They have a stacked roster and best wideout duos and Diggs, Thielen plus the defense, Harrison, Barr, Griffin, Rhodes. The thing is, though, JT, is their cap is really, really bad right now. They are in cap hell. They're going to have to get rid of some of those players. I know they're going to be probably trading Rudolph and another individual on that defense. So that's something to look forward to in the next couple of months. Haters House question for Mike: what is your boldest prediction for this team this season? Oh man, my boldest prediction. My boldest prediction is we win the NFC North and we host a playoff game at Ford Field. That is my boldest prediction. I say we finally win the NFC North. We host a playoff game and win a playoff game that we have not had in 20 years. That is my bold prediction. Do you got one, CA?
Yeah. My bold prediction is that we will win the division. That's my bold prediction. I can't. I'm not gonna. I'll say I don't want to put our expectations too high because I'm tired of being disappointed. So I'm just gonna say we win the division for now.
Yeah, man, it's a bold prediction. It's not happened in a really, really long time.
Yeah.
Only one like. Come on, we can do better than that through Ed Whitening. Yeah, man, hit those likes if you do. That would be great. That helps me out. It spreads our word. It spreads Detroit Lions and the Detroit Sports Alliance, and we all want that positive Detroit news. I want to play them with Zeke top tier. I think it's his point is we need to beat them with their best players so they can't say, well, Zeke did not play. I agree with that assessment, but again, I don't think it really matters. Whoever we beat, the mainstream media is going to say, well, it was their bad day. No matter what, every time we win a game, it is not because we win, it's because the other team lost or some other excuse. What up,
Yeah.
though, 313 Hitman?
Yeah. Zeke is in trouble right now though.
Yeah, man, yeah.
From that
So,
concert thing.
yeah,
You heard
man.
about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I heard he's in trouble, and there is a chance he's going to be suspended for a game, and that's will be interesting to see. That's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Lone Wolf says Cook or Savage. Who backs up Stafford? I would say Cook over Savage. I think Savage is not good at all. I think Cook is young, and he actually showed promise in the preseason last year. He actually played Detroit, and he kind of smoked us a little bit. Now I'm not sure if that's a detriment of how bad our defensive played or his ability
Yeah.
to actually gain something, but I would give my edge to Cook because of
Yeah.
his age. I think it's time for us to have a young backup instead of having these veterans in there.
Yeah. I say the same thing. Yeah. He's way younger than Tom Savage, and Tom Savage already proved that he's not good.
Yeah, man. I agree. Savage is terrible. His name does not reflect his ability to play the quarterback position because he's not a Savage at all. Ed Whitening says, I'm dreaming, but if we can go to the Super Bowl and lost, what would that be cursed with all one-year contract restructured deals happening? I feel the players would want too much. Man, if we went to the Super Bowl, I would do backflips. I think Detroit would be on fire. I think it'd be the greatest thing ever. And if we lost, it would suck. But at least we got there. I truly do hope we get to the Super Bowl. I think that's the ultimate dream and the ultimate goal. It'll be one of the greatest moments in my life. You know, between getting married and having kids.
Yeah, even if we got a Super Bowl and lost, man, it's still great. It's still a step in the right direction. You know, we're improving. That's good. At least we're not digressing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's all you want to progress instead of regress. Go Linus to CA3. You are a young Thundercat and willing to learn. Have you ever thought about sports management as a career? Check it out. You can become a coach, agent, scout, or an analyst.
You know, it's funny is that I that's actually what I'm thinking. I'm actually thinking about becoming a statistician. Doing with statistics in sports. So you know, that's what I want.
And that would be awesome, man. That'd be an awesome career for you, and be an analyst somewhere. That'd be epic.
Yeah, I love math too. So you know, that's what I do.
And if you're good at math deals with a lot of statistics. When I went to college, that was huge when it comes to stats. So, and that is again would be huge if you decided to do a career in sports.
Yep.
Chris says the media was like that for New England the first few years as well. Yep, you know, that's how they roll. That's how they roll. And then eventually they have to see the light. And hopefully Matt Patricia can bring that to our team where we come from irrelevant to sneak up on folks and take the NFL by storm. I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what Bob Quinn is doing. And it is finally going to show this year. All of the sacrifices and the hate that we've been taking as Lions fans is finally come to fruition, and we're going to see the fruits of the labor and everything that we went through as a fan base is finally going to come to pass. And when we get to the playoffs and we win the NFC North, for not doing so in so many years, it is going to be such an awesome feeling, unlike other fan bases, because this is something that doesn't happen. And hosting a playoff game and winning the NFC North is going to be great. And I can't wait to see that. I really, truly can't wait.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see us win that division, man. They haven't won a division since I've been alive, so, you know, I would love to see that.
Let's see here. Lions fan 75. The Cowboys are a bunch of thugs. Man, they definitely got some issues on that team, and that goes to Jarrah, willing to pay anybody, whether it be a bunch of idiots or anyone off the street. Michael Christian says, bold predictions, Lions versus Browns in the Super Bowl. My God, that would be one hell of a Super Bowl, and that is one hell of an insane prediction.
Yeah, that's very bold.
Hey, man, but Cleveland, they're going to be a lot better this year, man. I think they can win their division for sure.
I mean, yeah, I think Cleveland can win their division, man. It's going to be hard to make it to the Super Bowl right off the bat, though. You know?
313 Hitman makes. Go ahead.
Because just like Luke always says, though, like they're a great team on Madden, but you know they're not as good on in like a real football game.
Yeah, they got a lot of egos on that team, and they got to get the egos be able to be their ducks in an order. Because if you don't, you're going to end up like the Eagles when they thought they had the All-Star team. The egos killed it, and they end up sucking. So that really depends on that, how they can handle all those egos on that team. 313 Hitman makes one of the greatest points of all time. He says, Savage is horrible. That is 100% true. I think that should be getting up. Savage is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. He is up there, and I don't think he'll be on the Lions roster come week 1. J-Mo says he's... Go ahead.
I said, what do we do with Nathan Peterman?
Oh, we got rid of him. I think, did he go to the Oakland Raiders? I don't know, man.
I know we tried him out, I think, right?
Oh, I think we tried him out, and I think the fan base was just shaking their head like, why the hell would you? He is the absolute worst in all of football, is Peterman, man. He's the worst.
Yeah, he's terrible.
That
I,
dude,
I
that
remember I
dude,
saw that game. I saw that game where he threw like 4 interceptions in like one half. It was crazy.
man, he's the greatest player in other teams. I don't know how he's got a job. 313 says he already wants to be a sports analyst. Go Lions. Hell yeah. Hell yeah there. Cook number 2. Yep, I agree. I think unless we somehow get another quarterback via free agency or a trade, I think Cook is definitely going to be the guy. Boog Spray says 1,500 yards for Galladay and Kerryon Johnson. I think they'll get more than that. I think combined, I think Galladay is probably going to get over 1,000, and then I could see Kerryon getting over 1,000. They're going to have good years, both those combo. And what's good is that combo is going to be seen for years to come.
Yep.
Lion75 says, do we get a double-digit sacker? That is a great question. Whew, that's going to be close. I think Trey Flowers can get to 10. I think he can get to a 10 and 11. I think he can produce more than when he was at New England, simply because we have a really good defensive tackle position when it comes to Deshaun Hand and Snacks Harrison. You can't double everyone, and I think he'll have his times where he'll get free and get more sacks than he produced in New England. What do you think?
Yeah. I think if there's one, it would be Trey Flowers, but it's gonna be hard for one. It's gonna. I don't see a huge possibility of having one double sack person because it's gonna be hard. Just by the way the defense is set up, like even Trey Flowers, he was never really he didn't get a lot of sacks. You know what I'm saying? He never really got a lot of sacks. So I don't. It's gonna be hard. We'll see.
It'll be close. It'll
It'll
definitely
be
be
close.
close. Yep.
I can see
Folks,
Trey
if
getting
you
like
ain't
9 though. I can see him getting
what's
9
that?
or 8. I can see him getting 9 or 8 though.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. I think it'll definitely be close. It's gonna be real close. I will say that he gets 10. I will predict 10. I think I'll
Yep.
go with that. 10 to 11. If he gets more than that, awesome. Even if he doesn't produce the amount of sacks, it doesn't mean he's not doing great. I think stopping the run is just as good, and quarterback hurries, pressures. I think that's just important. When it comes to sacks, I think it'll be really close. Folks, if you have not subscribed to 313 Hitman, do so. His content is absolutely awesome. I love watching his content. He's got some good stuff. He says Patricia will get us there. Open competition is the best step in that direction. Open competition is the best way to get a competent team, especially when you got such fantastic depth like the Lions do. I mean, it's going to be hard for cuts when we got down to 53. It's going to be really hard to get letting players go, because we're going to let players that are probably going to make other squads because we have so much depth and we have a lot of good competition.
Yep.
Lone Wolf says, how important is Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia to make the playoffs this year? It's vital. I think they have to make the playoffs this year. This is after, Quinn's been in power for some time now. Patricia's got to make that jump. Quinn's got to make that jump. And I think that's why you've seen them very hard when it comes to the offseason, when getting free agents. They pushed hard to get the individuals they wanted in Jesse James, C.J. Anderson, Trey Flowers, and Coleman. I think that's why you've seen them get playmakers in the draft, is simply to make the playoffs. I think they know the heat's on them, and they need to do it. They need to produce.
Yeah,
and they will.
Yeah, in my opinion, you have to make the playoffs, man, because you can't have another 6-win season. It's not. It can't be. To me, if you don't make the playoffs, it's a big disappointment. Because just like you said, Quinn's been in power for some time now, and it's Matt Patricia's second season. His first full off season, so there's really no excuse at this point.
Nope, there is no excuse. And I think they will. I think they will live up to our expectations and surpass the mainstream media's expectations by far. Buffed Up says Cleveland general manager got it done to turn that Browns around quick. They sure did, man. And I'm happy for the fan base. That team has been bad for a while, and that general manager has done a really good job for the time that he's been there. Super teams don't work in the NFL. I think he's talking about great teams like the New England Patriots, the dynasty type teams. I think that's what you're going with. Yeah, it is hard for teams to work out in the NFL, like the Rams, if you're looking at that sense, because they put all their eggs in one basket last year and it didn't pay off. And I think when you do that, when you put all your eggs in one basket, it's going to hurt you. It's going to do great in the short term, but it really hurts you in the long term when it comes to cap space and finding ways to sign players that need to stay on your team. Nathan Peterman is the GOAT. That's a good joke there, JT. Boog Spray, each. Joseph Bevel will turn Cook into a solid number 2 behind Stafford. Savage is just to push him. I agree. I think Cook has the ability to be a solid number 2. And again, with balanced offense, it will help both of them out. Lions fans acting like Hand in all-pro defensive tackle. I'm going to act like that because he was one of the best defensive tackles in all football last year, the best rookie defensive tackle, and he didn't play a lot in the beginning compared to how he was playing in the end of the year. You give this man a full season, he has a chance to make the Pro Bowl for sure.
I mean, I wouldn't say that we're calling him all pro. I mean, we're just calling him a good defensive tackle. I mean, the guy had a great season last year for a rookie.
Absolutely, and in college, when he was going into college, I think he was the number 2 rated prospect from high school to college, and it just didn't, for whatever reason, pan out in college. And you're seeing that ability.
I mean, in college, he was under the shadows of a lot of people. I mean, that team was stacked the year he was there.
Actually, absolutely.
They won a championship.
Yeah, all pro. Yeah, it'd be hard to be all pro Bowl. I definitely see it again, but the Pro Bowl is a popularity contest, as we know, so I could care less if he actually gets selected. I mean, I'd want it, but it doesn't mean he's not bad. Just like, what up, Doe Hater's House? Hand was the highest graded rookie per PFF. He was, and he was a beast. He was really good for our team. I'm honestly rooting for Travis Fulgham and Amani to make the practice squad. I don't think they're going to be I think they're actually going to make the team. I think Amani was one of the biggest draft pickups we got. I think he could have went in the 2nd round, and we got him in the 5th round. Amani was my favorite draft pick when it comes to spot and player of need. Man, he's a really good player. I think if we put him on the practice squad, he'll be gone for sure. Fulgham, I think he has the ability to make the 4th and 5th wide receiver position. I think they'll be battling out between Fulgham and Brandon Powell. We'll see how that goes. But I think Fulgham definitely has a chance to make it. Chris says, forget the sacks. Think of all the hurries and hits. Exactly. No, he's 100% true. You know, sacks are not everything. Hurries and stopping the run is exactly what you need from a defensive player, whether it be a lineman or an end. Sacks are not the end-all, be-all. Yep, Lions. Not. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, if you get pressure on the quarterback, that's similar to a sack. I mean, just because you didn't take the guy down doesn't mean that you didn't apply any pressure to him. You know what I'm saying?
Lions fan, both of them are making the roster. I agree. Buffed Up. It's not saying that there you go, Hand can't do anything wrong. Any player can do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But it was such a come out of nowhere. No one expected a 4th round pick defensive tackle to be as dominant as he was for a rookie. The guy, when he played, it looked like he's already been in the league 3 or 4 years. He looked like he has the ability to really be a Pro Bowler. That's what I seen when I watched the tape.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, you know. I mean, yeah, that it's gonna be hard to make the Pro Bowl though, especially being a Lion. So, you know,
no problem. Go ahead.
Though. I said it's gonna be hard to make the Pro Bowl, especially being a Lion. But you know, I expect him to be a good player. You know, I'm not necessarily gonna put pressure on him to be an All Pro and be a Pro Bowl, but Pro Bowler. But I expect him to be a good player for us. You know.
Yeah, I think last year he was probably the biggest breakout player of all. No one even thought about him being a breakout, and he ends up probably being, coming out of nowhere and being what he was. I think he was the best player improved and a breakout player, if you want to put in that sense. Thanks for the plug. No problem. Does Austin Bryant move to linebacker? Now this is an interesting comment by Lions fan 75 because we've been hearing about OTAs about how Austin Bryant is playing in the linebacker position. I think this is great news because Patricia loves flexibility. He loves his defensive ends to be able to drop back at linebacker position because he does creative defensive plays. I think he does. I think he
Yeah.
will be put in that position as well of defensive end. And I almost added him to my linebacker hype because of this news. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah. Here's how I look at it though. The dude was drafted at linebacker, but to me, he may have to drop a little weight to play linebacker, but he can definitely play linebacker. But he'll have to drop a little weight though, for sure.
Absolutely. What up, though, Zachary Graves? Thank you for joining the Lions chat here with my buddy CA3, where we talk about Detroit Lions facts instead of just emotion. And we talk about the love of the game and love of our team. Who will be the Lions MVP in 2019 per Lone Wolf? Well, when it comes to MVP, we can, I think there's a lot of individuals we can look at. The obvious, obviously, would be thinking like a Matthew Stafford, a Kerryon Johnson. I think those will be the two obvious type breakout players. But let me go for an individual that people aren't talking about. I think I'm going to go with 313 JMO's one of his favorite players. I think Tracy Walker is going to have a fantastic breakout season this year at safety. Will he be MVP of the team? Probably not, because they usually do quarterback and they usually do a sexy pick like a running back. But when it comes to a breakout player, an individual you don't expect, I would say Tracy Walker has that
Mm,
ability, as well as Terrell Crosby if you're looking at another unknown player.
yeah. To me, if he's asking about MVP, it's got to be Stafford though, because if Stafford
Yeah,
goes
yeah,
down,
yeah.
that's a team. That's value. You know.
Yeah, that's a given when it comes to the quarterback or the running back. Those are always the givens. So definitely, if you're looking obvious, it would probably be quarterback Matthew Stafford. He'll definitely have a rebound year this year, in my opinion, with
Yeah.
Darrell Bevel's offense, with his ability to play action, run, and pass.
Yeah. The
Obviously,
reason why.
Kerryon Johnson. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. The reason why I say he's the most valuable player because let's say if Darius Slay were to go down, you still have more depth at that position. Like he's not as valuable as Stafford because if Stafford goes down, that's our season. You can't really say that about a lot of other positions on the team. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You're 100% correct. That is definitely true and very fact based right there. What up, though, Big Will? 313 Hitman says Patricia molding hand would make him dangerous. Same thing with Austin Bryant. Oh, yeah. And again, putting hand at defensive end, defensive tackle, and his ability with Patricia's plays of trickery, dropping back if need be. Same with Bryant. It is going to be awesome to watch. What up, though, Noble Sports? That is one of the greats right there. Buffed up before Snacks got here. Lions had worse rush defense in the league. How will that be different if Han and Robinson is so good? The Lions had the worst rush defense in the league. Then Snacks came in and we became top 10. Snacks is the individual who'll be stopping the run. He's also a big body that will demand double teams at sometimes when it's not dealing with the run. So that will give the ability of Deshaun Hand one-on-one matchups. That will give the ability of Trey Flowers with one-on-one matchups. And you have the ability of Ashawn Robinson flexing in and out. So that's what I see, and that's going to help those players.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, Snacks made a huge difference just in that run game. I remember the first game we played with Snacks. It was a Seahawks game, right?
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, that first game, I could tell the difference because he was bunching up that middle. We needed that.
And that was interesting. The first came back, he didn't even have a bye week, and I think he only had like
No.
2 or 3 days of practice,
Yeah,
and he
yeah, I
came in
think yeah,
instantly, made an impact.
yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah,
just
yeah.
it.
I only yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think it was only like 2 or 3 practices. Yeah, he came that week and he started that week. It was crazy.
And it shows you the value of one of those big defensive tackles. I mean, they're not the Pro Bowlers. Like, he should have been in the Pro Bowl last year because he was the best at stopping the run. But what he does in stopping the run and clogging that spot is so undervalued in the NFL, and it really really helps a whole defense out. And he is such a great addition and one of the best draft draft season trades I can remember for Detroit. I mean, a 5th round pick for the best run stuffer in all the NFL that makes an immediate impact. You can't beat that.
Yep.
I'm going to be real. Jelani got to show me something. I agree. He definitely got Tavares got to show all of us something. 313 JMO made a great point saying that they drafted him because he's 6'2" and he has the ability to stop the tight end. I do think that's what he was drafted for. But just because we don't know anything doesn't mean he's necessarily going to be bad. I think he definitely got to show, though. He's a rookie, he's a 2nd-round pick, and he definitely needs to show what he can do and show the coaches and the fans as well. But I really like his demeanor about going about this is he doesn't care where he was drafted. He doesn't care what people think about him. Unlike individuals like Eric Ebron that took it personal, he's not. He's just putting his head in the books and learning. I love that.
Yeah. I don't understand what's the hype behind names, man. This names is not always the answer when drafting because I mean there's been huge busts in the draft that everybody saw them as a next thing, as the next best thing. I mean, Jamarcus Russell, everybody thought he was that guy, but it turned out the guy couldn't even study film right, and he was overweight.
Agree. Agree. Other than Stafford to carry on, who is the player injury that could devastate us? I think Frank Ragnow, if he got injured, that would hurt us because he's transferring now to center, it looks like. And if he got injured, that means Grant Glasgow would go back to center, and then we would probably have a Wiggins in there, and that would be a trickle down effect I would not want to see.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
think that
bad.
would be bad for Stafford and bad for the running game, and it would really really affect everything.
It seems
I
like
think. Go ahead.
yeah, it seems like for like the past couple of years we've always had that one guy on the offensive line that's held us back because he's been injured most of the season.
Yep. I think when it comes to the offensive line, like if Decker got hurt, Terrell Crosby can move to the left side. If Wagner got hurt, Terrell Crosby can move to the right side. I don't see that flexibility. If Frank Ragnow gets hurt, I think a Wiggins would end up being in there, and that would not be good. That would be
No.
scary. How long before Patricia gets fired? I don't see him getting fired. I think we do well this year. So I don't know. I can't tell you
Yeah.
years
I
down the
mean
road.
I mean it just depends on what happens this season. I mean if he has a bad season, he could get fired. I mean, but if he has a good season, I don't see him getting this season. I don't see him getting fired anytime soon.
Buffed up. Here's a scenario I would say. If the Lions do another 6-10 type season, I think not just Patricia would be out. I think Bob Quinn would end up being fired as well. If Quinn gets fired, I think it's a whole new shakeup again, and you could see major changes to Detroit. I don't see that happening. I see them being a really good team this year and an NFC North contender. In which, if they're an NFC North contender, I don't know when he gets fired. It could be years.
Yeah,
That said,
yeah.
man, it's already been an hour and 15 minutes. I gotta take care of my fam. I gotta make some dinner for them. CA, what do you want to tell the folks before we get off? What's your last word to them?
Man, I apologize for the energy today, man. I've been tired. I've been on the road the whole day, man. So I've had a headache throughout the show. So I apologize for the energy, but I promise to give you guys a better show next time.
No worries, man. Again, for you to instantly come on here after such a long day, I give you huge props. And I really appreciate you deciding to come on here. That is awesome. You are a valuable asset when it comes to talking Detroit Lions. And I really appreciate you, again, coming on here on short notice with everything you went through today. And it really makes our talk of Detroit much, much better. With that said, when it comes to my final words would be, again, let's wait and see what week 2 of OTAs are. I'm super excited to see how Frank Ragnow's progressing, the battle between the wide receivers and Jared Davis progressing, as well as Tease Tabor and Amani. I am looking forward to that. And again, if you've not subscribed to all of the Detroit Sports Alliance, do so. Folks, I really thank you for taking the time to listen to us talk Detroit Lions football, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night.